Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber are living separate lives. According to an inside source, these two can't stand each other. Justin is going after his wife with low blows, and Hailey is tired of being bullied.
You weren't so hot, I would have got rid of you a long time ago.
Catherine Pays appeared on the Call Her Daddy podcast to expose her ex-husband Austin McBroom and all the cheating he did while the Ace family worked together.
I just felt this disconnection, and it was like, I actually don't want to film this.
Cassie Ventura is giving birth at the same time that Diddy's 3 assistants are exposing his manipulation. Selena Gomez is receiving backlash for dissing Beyonce and giving off snobby vibes.
I don't understand.
Britney Spears is spending more time with authorities after breaking the law and causing more concern for her well-being.
Is everything good, Britney?
Let's get into it. Let's get into Justin Bieber. Right now, there are so many different reports about Justin and Hailey. They're good, and then they're bad, and then they're great, and then they're even worse, headed towards divorce. One of our latest reports claimed that the situation between Hailey and Justin is explosive. The situation between Justin and his wife seemed to be worse than it appears, as their inner circle believes their relationship may not survive much longer. With divorce rumors making the rounds online, reports have suggested the growing differences. Now, this source claims that they are in an explosive state of affairs and express uncertainty about how long their marriage will last. The source claims that Justin and Hailey really do their own thing. Things have become so unbearable, quote, I don't think they will be together much longer, or they'll just wait until things explode, but things are getting more unbearable week after week. The couple reportedly avoid being in the same room of each other, which, okay, that sounds pretty crazy to me. They also travel a lot, but separately. Things went downhill after Hailey made her big Vogue cover feature, and Justin made his controversial remarks. Not a congratulations, but a remember when I told you you'll never make the cover of Vogue? Remember, Justin recalled a fight between them where he told her that she would never be on this cover, and he added an apology for his mean argument. Although Hailey and Justin mostly do their own things, Insider claims that the relationship is at a breaking point and they're at each other's throats. The source claims that Justin always goes for low-hanging fruit to try to win arguments, and he tries to make Hailey feel bad, and it works. Which sucks that they are married at this point and he's behaving that way, because I think they dated for like 5 years, and you would think that they would have figured this out about each other back then, but I think that Hailey's success and this baby has changed their dynamic. Did you know Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US and supports millions of businesses across the globe? With hundreds of storefront templates, AI-enhanced tools for content, and built-in marketing support, Shopify gives brands everything they need to launch and grow, all in one place. If you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling at shopify.com/Sloan, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Sloan. That's shopify.com/Sloan. The insider suggested that Hailey's at her wit's end because of her husband's behavior. He's been playing with fire a lot lately. One of the couple's biggest problems is their shifting dynamic. When they got together, Justin was the world's biggest pop star and Hailey was his most devoted fan. But now there's a power imbalance. She's got the cover of Vogue. She's also got the Rhodes skincare company that makes her a lot of money. Now Justin is on the other side, the fallen pop star who peaked after, becoming famous at 13 years old. He hasn't released a chart hit since 2022, and there are fears that he is on the verge of a breakdown as he posts incoherent messages online and poses with drug paraphernalia. On the other side is Hailey, who's at the top of her game. She's 28 and finally seems to have taken full ownership of her identity. The skincare brand is reportedly on track to make Hailey a billionaire, and she's got money coming everywhere. I mean, even those Erewhon smoothies that people buy every single day make her some money, and those are really expensive smoothies, like $20. I've had it before. It's a little bit too tart for me. I like the sweeter things in life. Now, I do think there's a world where Justin Bieber wants to get back into music, and I think maybe that is motivated by HAILEY's success. He's sitting at home having nothing to do, and maybe he should go back out and sing. Now, there was a concerning moment recently where Justin decided to get on stage with SZA, and a lot of people asked whether he's okay or not. Justin Bieber treated fans to a very rare performance, surprising everyone as he performed alongside SZA. And this should have been a fun moment for everyone because Justin Bieber comes out on stage. It's so rare. During the performance, Justin dropped his head and closed his eyes, and it seemed like he was out of it. One person wrote on TikTok, "We need to get Justin some help. He's going through it." This person wrote on Twitter, "Justin's looking about high as hell while he's performing with SZA." Let's take a look at his performance together. I mean, maybe he's just really happy to be out on stage with like SZA. They are longtime friends. Also, the Balenciaga jacket. I didn't know we were accepting Balenciaga again. Are we just going to forget about that terrible photo shoot with children? Like, does it look like he's, would it be alcohol? Would it be weed? Like, what could that be? I mean, at least he's not stumbling over. He's got a little bit of his old dance moves still. I saw some people joking that like he looked so like in love with SZA in this. You're gonna see HAILEY with some red curly hair soon. He does love to get like real close. Like not every guy does that. Like The Weeknd, I never see him like almost grinding up on his like on Ariana or whoever he's singing with. He doesn't really look up though too. That's like a great like, I mean, that's like, if someone noticed that, I would have noticed it right away, but he never really looks up and on the stage at the people, into the cameras. Fans wrote in the comment section, "It's sad how he's clearly on something strong." Here are a couple of TikTokers talking about why they're concerned for Justin.
We got to get Justin some help. Y'all seen that performance with SZA. Boy, eyes was pinched tight, singing without the mic to his mouth, and you could just feel the emotion. Just seeing the emotions running through him. SZA had to lift him back up with the hand on the chin, and like, hey, not only you important, I see you hurting, but also we got to finish this set. You're not even singing with the mic in your mouth.
So as those TikTokers say, we're worried about Justin. Clearly he's going through something. The red flags are there. I feel like someone could also help Justin manage his social media because he recently commented on a 17-year-old's page. Now the girl's name is Ariana Greenblatt. She's a 17-year-old actress, and Justin commented, "I love you" on her Instagram. The same day he's commenting "welcome home" to Chris Brown, who just got out of prison. What's weird about Ariana is that she looks a lot like Selena Gomez, which is creepy. Also, the fact that she's like 17 and Justin's like 30, it's like, please just leave her alone, sir. What's even weirder is that she does know Justin and HAILEY because she was hired as one of HAILEY's models for Road. It was back in November 2023, so I wonder if she caught Justin's eye back then. Would she have been like, what, like 15? Oh, okay, I'm not even gonna speculate. We need to move on. Starting a business today means learning a lot all at once, from design and marketing to shipping and customer service. That's where Shopify comes in. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses worldwide. Shopify gives everyone the tools to build, grow, and manage their brand. Users can choose from hundreds of professional templates to build a beautiful online storefront. Shopify also offers AI tools to help with product descriptions, marketing copy, and image enhancement. Need to promote a product launch? Shopify makes it easy to create and run email and social campaigns across multiple platforms. And with Shopify, you are supported through every part of the process, from inventory to analytics to international shipping and customer service. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. If you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling at shopify.com/Sloan, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Sloan. That's shopify.com/Sloan. Let's get into the Ace family. Catherine Pace has appeared on the Call Her Daddy podcast, and she's finally exposing Austin McBroom. For as long as I've been creating YouTube videos, I've been talking about the Ace family because there have been so many problems within their relationship, from Austin cheating on Catherine to them losing their homes and living in delusion. Now, I must be honest, I was a little bit nervous seeing Catherine doing this interview because Alex Cooper has a record of not asking the hard questions. But after looking into this podcast episode, it looks like Alex asked everything we wanted to hear. For example, their house going under foreclosure, that was something that Catherine addressed.
And I get a phone call. It's my father-in-law. He said, Catherine, the house is under foreclosure. It's all over the news. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? He goes, well, your loan ended and it's a jumbo loan. No one's going to accept you. You don't have the certificate of occupancy. But I'm like, but I've been paying the mortgage every month for 3 years. Everything. What do I need to do? What do I need to pay? I'll save it. What do we need? There's nothing you can do. It's under foreclosure. It's gone.
Now, of course, Austin McBroom is spiraling right now because he did not know this episode would be coming out. He commented on social media, dropping this on my daughter's birthday is crazy. It's even crazier to me that you are making this about your daughter when it has nothing to do with your daughter. Actually, your daughter should have no idea this is happening on this date because they are a child. Almost the same way that your daughter shouldn't be exploited, which is something that like Austin and the Ace family, they can't help but to do. I found such a creepy clip of Austin talking about the fact that they wanted to make their daughter into a doll at some point, like a doll for people to go and pay for and to have a replica of this little girl. I don't know if I'm the only person who thinks this is so creepy, but I think it's wrong. Protect the children.
We had a meeting with Mattel for Elle, and they wanted to create Elle her own toy line. And I think the craziest thing that was the analytics of Elle, not even about our family, directly for Elle. With that meeting, it didn't go, it started off amazing and we were in shock and surprised. But long story short, they wanted to basically like own our kids, and it was not the best ideal situation, and the deal was actually not good.
The way this man would do anything, he would put his children in danger to go and cash in on a little buck. Also, I feel like Austin always thought that they were more popular than they were. As far as Austin's bad behavior, of course, Catherine spilled it all. She talked in particular about that incident with Tiana Mojo, how she called Tiana, asked her, hey, is this your lipstick in Austin's car? And Tana ultimately lied for Catherine, telling her, yeah, it was. But Tana knew in her heart that Austin was cheating. And of course, Austin knew too. He was just doing everything in his power to try to protect himself.
We had a Lamborghini at the time. I never drove that car. And I got in one day as a passenger, and I noticed there was a lip liner. So-and-so got in my car the other day, and his girlfriend was on the lap, and I drove them down the street to get into their car. And I'm like, I don't believe you. Like, at this point now, I don't believe you. I think her publicly talking about that is hurtful. Why didn't you call me? Message me. Tell, hey girl, I was there on that phone call. I just want to let you know, that wasn't true.
Catherine revealed that she was cheated on by more than 20 women throughout her relationship with Austin. And that must have been so shocking to her because they have such a public relationship that typically when someone is public, they can't get away with cheating.
There were so many different allegations of Austin cheating on you. And it was a pretty constant conversation online for a couple years.
You would think like the first time, the second time, the third time, maybe Austin would have been seen with someone or he would have gotten caught. But that wasn't the case. And when she first realized that she was being cheated on, she didn't even want to accept this. She didn't want to think that it was real. She couldn't even imagine it being real, even though like my YouTube channel had like several videos with proof showing that he was cheating on her. Catherine just could not accept it.
Like,
yeah, no, I brought it up.
And what was his response in the beginning?
Oh, that comes with the territory, and let's not respond because we're just going to add fuel to the fire, and it's not true. I'm like, okay,
and you trusted him?
I did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really trusted him. The old version of myself just wanted to protect that little piece we had in the family, And I would see it in his eyes, and I'm thinking like, I don't know, like something's not right, but I'm going to have a baby and I have to focus on the baby right now.
Now, when Austin learned that Catherine wanted a divorce, it did not go down well, especially because I think Austin wanted to have this control over Catherine. I hate to bring up like Diddy already in this episode, but it kind of reminds me of Diddy and Cassie. Like Austin wanted this full control over Cassie, and the fact that Catherine McBROOM, realized that she wanted to leave and become Catherine Pace again wasn't something that Austin was ready to accept.
It's not a secret that our relationship is done, and we're both unhappy. I've been unhappy for a long time. I know you've been unhappy for a long time. And I want a divorce. And he's driving. Okay. It's like, okay. I was like, oh my gosh. All right. Well, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. He goes, it's funny because my realtor the other day sent me a house that's for rent down the street from where we're living now. And I thought, oh, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, it's interesting how life works. And I was like, yeah. I was like, have you seen the house? He's like, oh, I'm going to see it next week. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then it was just kind of like, okay, like, we're going to do this.
One of the nastiest things that Catherine talked about during the episode was the fact that when her daughter was born, her second daughter, Austin forced her to film the birth. It wasn't something that she was on board up to do or even wanting to do, but Austin wanted it for the content and wanted to show the world. And it's something that they did not really agree on. And I think it's another great example of the power imbalance between these two. Also, I want to shout out to Catherine. Good for her for speaking out against him, because I feel like he had this intimidation over her for so long, and now it's finally over.
When my second daughter was born, I just felt this disconnection. And it was like, I actually don't want to film this, but like, I know that people are waiting for it because they've invested so much. And there was this fine line of like, do I put my foot down and just like live in the moment, or do I also and then he was holding the camera, so it made it easier, but then it was like, is he here though? Is he present? So that was like a big moment for me.
And did you end up releasing a video?
Oh yeah.
How did you feel about it?
I was just like really numb and empty at the time.
Let's get into Selena Gomez. Now, I was looking into the headlines and I was so confused to see Selena Gomez's name there with Beyonce, because I'm like, oh, hell no, Selena, don't try to get into a feud with Beyonce. But it turns out people were just upset with some of her postings about Beyonce on Instagram. Essentially, Selena Gomez got some users upset after she revealed that she kept up with a sports game while attending a Beyonce concert. She was in New Jersey at this stadium in this suite that was huge, completely empty. I guess they reserve it for celebrities, but it looked like almost desolate. And she had her phone there watching the sports game, but also watching Beyonce. And I think a lot of people were a little bit taken back. She's one of the most followed people on Instagram, Selena is. And to post that you're at a concert but not really paying attention isn't probably a good look. She wrote in the caption, "Still got my eye on the game." But some were outraged by her actions and blasted her for not appreciating Beyonce's gig, and even went as far as to hinting that she didn't even want to be there. This person wrote, "Not surprised, rich people can't appreciate things because they've destroyed the pleasure center of their brain from getting what they want all the time." Ooh, that is so rough. They added, "Selena will never know an ounce of the happiness I felt in the cheap seats." Another person added, "Only time I watched something on my phone at the show was the one time I didn't want to be there at all." But many fans defended her because it was a big time game. The Knicks have not reached the NBA Finals since 1999. So, if you're really into sports, okay, comment below. Did you guys watch the Knicks game? Another person said that I don't think it has to do with Selena being rich. It's a societal problem all of us have, constant access to what we want on our phones. In other news, it looks like Selena's been enjoying life lately, waiting for her Oreos to come out and hanging out with Jennifer Aniston. So I don't think we're going to hear much from Selena until we hear about that wedding. Let's get into Kanye West. Now, Kanye and Bianca were admitted to a rehab clinic in Spain. They've checked into one of Europe's most exclusive rehabs, where they charge about $150,000 a week which is crazy. I don't think he has that kind of money, which I know he's rich, but not that rich. The Balance promises to be the Rolls Royce of recovery centers. It specializes in everything from addiction treatment to mental health recovery while maintaining strict confidentiality. They say we're not just a luxury rehab, we understand the unique needs of high performers. Among their specialties are alcohol and drug detoxes, stress and burnout recovery, and personalized trauma therapy. It also seems like they need a dentist on site because like Kanye's dental like teeth, the metal things, they're gonna rot his brain. Like that could be part of the reason why he's going crazy, is because they're already rotting and the infection spreading to his brain. Ew, it gives me the EVGBs. One of the reasons why we learned about his entry into rehab is because he's currently being sued by so many different people, and he was to appear in court, but his lawyer wrote this with a doctor's note saying that he's currently in a rehab, so he cannot go there. He can attend virtually. Now, maybe this rehab is helpful for Kanye. I mean, $150,000 a week. I better walk out there like a brand new person. You know what I mean? I better have my like self-confidence up, my self-worth at a top tier. I don't know what they're doing, but $150K, they better do it right. Kanye claims that he's done with hating on Jewish people, saying, "Forgive me for the pain I've caused. A little too late, buddy." Mere months after saying he was never apologizing for his Jewish comments, he made a change on Thursday, saying he's done with anti-Semitism. He continued to write a bunch of posts, rambling. Come on, Kanye. I love all people. God forgive me for the pain I've caused. I forgive those who have caused me pain. Thank God. Writing, "I simply got a FaceTime from my kids and I want to save the world again." Really, buddy? Because the other day I saw a bunch of your minions wearing their horrible t-shirts chanting your song where you're hailing someone that shall not be named. Let's get into Miley Cyrus. Miley's coming back with the new music, so she's been doing more and more press lately. Comment below, have you been listening to her new songs? I must admit, I haven't been. They seem kind of slow for me. I need something a little more upbeat and happy nowadays. But Miley reveals that she has a medical condition that causes her to have this raspy voice that she has. Like, you know, mother like or father like daughters. I feel like Billy Ray kind of has the same rasp that Miley has now. It turns out that Miley actually has a serious condition called Rinke's edema, which gives her a unique raspy tone, but it also prevents her from touring as much as she wants to. I'm going to just go ahead and say BS on that. We all know that Miley Cyrus is trapped in a cult. It's called the Modern School of Mystery. It traps Shawn Mendes, it traps Miley, and actually she doesn't want to tour because she got into this cult and the cult doesn't want her to leave. If she leaves, she may have independent thinking again. I know this is an entire like deep dive that you guys were like, what the hell are you talking about, Sloan? I've talked about it before on my channel, but she's very close to a lot of people who are high up in this very expensive secret school. I feel like that tells you enough. Miley does admit that staying up late, drinking, smoking, and partying after every show back when she was 21 did not help her issues, but she clarified it was not the cause of it. Here's a clip of her conversation on Joe Rogan.
By the way.
Yeah.
So when I would watch, your voice was different.
It's definitely changed. I kind of learned a lot about the voice and how our experiences affect our voice. I had a surgery in November on my voice. I had something called Reki's edema, which when my doctor told me about it, he said, no one shy ever has this. This is for abuse of the voice. This is for people that talk way too fucking much. And usually this happens when you're like in your 60s or 70s.
How do I not have that?
I don't know.
Let's get into Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel. Now, I could have told you this. Justin and Jessica's marriage has little to no intimacy, this source says. Justin and Jessica are reportedly sharing passionless married life. As reported by Radar Online, insiders told them that the couple who share 2 children have fallen out of love. However, they allegedly do not like the idea of having a formal divorce and parting ways. They have zero intimacy, and the spark in their married life is reportedly long gone. A source said to them, the only thing keeping them together is the kids. Even there, they have plenty of domestic help and logical support. The insider says that he's Justin Timberlake moody and self-absorbed, and being away for so much has resulted in little to no intimacy, because remember the world tour that he complained about while getting arrested for a DUI? Quote, the thrill is gone for both. Let's get into Diddy and Cassie. So it looks like Cassie is giving birth. She was rushed to the hospital in New York. Sources say that Cassie was rushed Tuesday morning and she's currently in the labor and delivery unit. She just spent a long time in court these past few weeks dealing with Diddy, and it was high stress, high tension, emotions. So finally, she's now giving birth. They were worried that she would give birth during the trial at some point. Can you imagine if that happened in the courtroom? But unfortunately, I did see a cryptic note in one of these articles saying a source tells us that Cassie may be having complications, which let's do a quick prayer right now that she had a safe delivery, that she's fine and the baby is healthy and happy. She was just in court for 4 days straight for this intense testimony, being questioned about the domestic violence that she experienced. I posted about this on Instagram, and some people are saying not the complications, it's probably the stress of the trial. All of this stress probably got her into labor. Imagine having a baby finally, and the whole end of the pregnancy and birthing experiences is just ruined by your violent ex in this entire trial. So of course we are wishing Cassie a happy and healthy pregnancy. Now currently there have been 3 different assistants that have been testifying in court against Diddy. One revealed that Diddy wanted to unalive Kid Cudi over Cassie romance. Capricorn Clark has been taking the stand, saying that there were people at my door, including Diddy. I could tell that he was furious. He was pacing. His body language looked like he had something in his hand, but I couldn't see. The former employee said that Diddy arrived to her apartment on December 22nd, 2011 in slacks that were split in the crotch and a firearm in his hand. He said, "Get dressed, we're going to unalive Kid Cudi." I said, "I don't want to go." And he said, "I don't give a F what you want to do." He was livid, furious, mad at me. I'd never seen anything like this before. I never saw him come to my house. I never saw him with a weapon. Capricorn, who worked for Diddy between 2004 until 2020, as well as Cassie's creative director until 2018, said that the 15 to 20 minute ride to Kid Cudi's home, she allegedly called Cassie to let her know that Diddy brought her with a weapon to Kid Cudi's house to unalive him. Capricorn also testified that she helped Cassie buy a burner phone for her relationship with Kid Cudi out of fear for her safety. Capricorn was then held hostage by Diddy, and he forced Capricorn to call Cassie to say, "I'm not letting Capricorn Clark go out of my possession until Cassie comes to talk to him." Capricorn claims that once the trio returned to Diddy's home, he allegedly harmed Cassie 100% full force. He repeatedly kicked her, noting that Cassie was silently crying amid the attack. Each kick, she would crouch more and more into the fetal position. She recalled Diddy kicking her, and then he said, if I jump in, that he was going to F me up too. So at that point, Capricorn felt like she couldn't even go and stop this man. Now, Capricorn did reach out to Cassie's mother, Regina. She said, "I told her mom, I said, he's harming her really badly. I'm in over my head. Please help her. I can't call the police, but you can." Capricorn claims that Cassie and Kid Cudi's relationship led to her 2012 firing, claiming that she lost everything. He said, "I would make sure you never work again, and these people weren't my friends. He would make me unalive myself." I can't imagine being one of Diddy's employees, and I can't imagine today taking the stand, because there are so many people who are still on his side. I mean, there are people who are outside the courthouse getting paid $20 an hour to go wear free puff t-shirts to go and rally behind him because he's so desperate to change the narrative. Let's get into Lily Reinhardt. I used to be a big fan of Riverdale. Comment below if you guys have watched that series, but Lily Reinhardt, one of the main stars from there, sparked concern after she posted a really worrying TikTok. Now, the TikTok went viral and she was in an Uber, and it looked really scary within the Uber car. She wrote, "If you never see me again, show this to the police." And of course, she has a lot of followers. This got millions of views, so everyone was worried, and she went silent on social media after this. Within the car, she shows different parts of it where it looks like the handles are duct tape closed, so you can't even get out if you wanted to, and on each side they are. So of course all the comments were going off, and I'm sure people were calling police because that's what she informed her followers to do. She decided to put out this story on Instagram. "I'm alive. I was never actually scared for my life. I thought it was funny. Can we joke these days?" And I can understand, like, she tried to make a joke out of this, but people were genuinely concerned. I love how Uber chimed in. They said, "Support team here. Glad to hear you're safe and only joking, but if you ever need assistance, hit us up." A lot of people are saying still to report that car to Uber. That is scary. That can't be legal. Please let us know where you are. One person writes, "Channel your inner Betty Cooper diva. That is so funny. And I actually think there's an explanation for why there's duct tape on the doors. I do think it's scary and it probably shouldn't be allowed, but a lot of these automated vans, like if the driver's messing with the top of it and the person's trying to open the door and things like that, it could kind of mess with it and get it stuck. I've had a lot of people like Uber rides where I've gone into a van and they're like, don't touch the door, like, and they'll automatically hit it for you. So that's the only explanation I could see here. But I have to say, a lot of people did not like that joke, especially with the different horror stories I've heard about Uber rides in the past where people are kidnapped and trafficked and things like that. So watch out. Let's get into Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez, and SZA. Megan's lawyers are not playing around. This week, it looks like the rapper's attorney shared a 31-page slideshow refuting the claims by Tory Lanez's legal team.
Megan Thee Stallion's legal team just released the evidence that they used in trial to convict Tory, which includes him admitting he shot Megan to Kelsey on a jail call, and Kelsey's text to the bodyguard, to Tory's bodyguard, saying that Tory shot Meg and handled me. Help, 911.
Now, I think we can all appreciate a good slideshow, and that's exactly what their lawyers did, because it makes it easy to read, and, you know, every person can watch a slideshow. I'm not going to go and read all the court documents and the evidence, but I'll surely look at this. And they go moment by moment. There are even screenshots here where you can see there are text messages, them informing security that Tory shot Megan. At one point, Tory was caught trying to buy silence through bribes, offering $1 million. They include screenshots from the hospital where she was treated by an orthopedic surgeon, and they testify that she did have bullet fragments in her foot. They also point out the fact that he could have spoken at trial. He had the opportunity to testify at trial and did not. So, you know what? He really doesn't have the freedom to go and speak now behind bars and to bring this back into the media. Tory is getting caught up in his own lies and people aren't buying it. This comment reads, they know they've lost it. They're settled for ruining her public image.
I will never get tired of trying to prove to Tory Lanez supporters that he shot Megan, even though I know it's pointless because they're going to believe what they want to believe. But I'm just going to clear up some things for y'all in lamest terms because I know it's hard for y'all to comprehend. First, I'm going to start off with Megan lied about two things. She lied about stepping in glass when the police first approached them. It was, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. There's 4 black people in Calabasas. If she tells the police that this man just shot her, how do you think that would have turned out? Okay, she was trying to protect Tory. She went to the hospital. I don't know if y'all know this. A doctor pulled out the bullet fragments. She was shot, right? Okay. Second thing she lied about was she said that she didn't sleep with Tory on Gayle King's show. But when it came time for her to tell the truth in court under oath, she told the truth. That's what matters. Y'all constantly say, y'all still run off the narrative that she was never shot. Oh, let's backtrack. First, Tory says she was never shot. And y'all run with that. She was never shot. She stepped in glass. And then he says he says Kelsey didn't shoot her, right? But y'all still point the finger at Kelsey. And then he turns around and say, well, Megan was shot, but I didn't do it. Kelsey did it, right? How does it go from she wasn't shot to she was shot and Kelsey did? And y'all just okay with that? Y'all okay with him changing his tune?
So it does seem like the lawyers are trying to team up together with Tory to just make Megan's life harder. SZA is sticking by Megan, telling Tory Lanez supporters to either get their mans to file something in court or shut up. This comment from SZA reads, I'm actually so shocked at the amount of people that are fully comfortable bullying a woman that's proven to be a victim of an attack. It is crazy that this case is so divisive because it was already figured out at court. Meg said, at what point are you guys going to stop making me have to relive being shot by Tory? At what point are Tory and y'all fans gonna stop lying? And it's gone beyond the internet because now Megan is out in public and people are harassing her over Tory. Even people in the UK shouting free Tory while Megan is walking around.
Free Tory, man. Free Tory Lanez, man.
Let's get into Britney Spears. Now, Britney Spears must be having the time of her life in Mexico because she is drinking and smoking up on a plane, which is not allowed. Britney caused a scene on a private flight back from Mexico, and TMZ has obtained a photo of her on the jet. An emotional Britney has lotion or sunscreen slathered all over her right arm, and it appears she's speaking to a flight attendant. Her flight was last Thursday, and it was from Cabo San Lucas to LAX. One of the sources tell us that flight attendants were alarmed and ordered Britney to put out her cigarette, which she did. But but then we were told that she was difficult, and when the plane landed at LAX, authorities gave her a warning. Britney's inner circle have told us that Britney's mental health struggles have been an ongoing issue in her daily life since getting out of the conservatorship. One source said that the judge went so Hollywood, ignoring all the medical reports in front of her and just bent to the Free Britney people outside the courthouse, which is pretty insane because I was one of those people outside that courthouse, and I hope that the judge did do the right thing. I do think freeing her is the right thing, but I hope that she's okay. Let's get into Jamie Foxx. So Jamie Foxx is making headlines because he's claiming that Diddy did not try to harm him. He's addressing the conspiracy that Sean Diddy Combs tried to unalive him in 2023 when he suffered a serious medical emergency and later confirmed it was a stroke. Here's a clip of one of Diddy's ex-bodyguards talking on Piers Morgan about the rumors of Diddy trying to target Jamie Foxx.
There have been rumors circulating online that Diddy may have poisoned Jamie Foxx, which caused his 2023 hospitalization. In his Netflix show, he compared Combs to the devil in revealing his near-death experience after a brain bleed and stroke. He said, I say this all the time, I saw the tunnel, I didn't see the light, it was hot in that tunnel. I thought, shit, have I gone to the wrong place? I looked at the end of the tunnel, and I thought I saw the devil saying, come on, or was that Puffy? I'm effing around, but if that was Puffy, I had a flaming bottle of Johnson. And no, I'm just kidding.
There was another weird moment where Jamie Foxx admitted that he did flip over one theory that doctors were trying to clone him but make him white so he could sell better overseas, while he was hopped up on a mix of doctor-prescribed drugs. Jamie recalled, I was sitting in the hospital bed and these B-word mother effers are trying to clone me, and then I saw me walk into the room but I'm white, so I see the white me, is what he says. He said he even confronted his psychiatrist over the theory, arguing, I saw you trying to get the white mother effing Jamie Foxx and it isn't going to happen. He remembered his psychiatrist ordering the doctors to lower his dosage of pain medicine in response. This report claims that Jamie realizes believing in such a conspiracy theory is a little bit out there, but in his defense, he was heavily sedated. It looks like he was on Oxycontin, Dilatin, and morphine, so quite a cocktail. Jamie, who has distanced himself from Diddy amid the serious allegations, was hospitalized in April 2023 due to a brain bleed. Ouch. So it is interesting that he's coming out with these stories. Like Justin Bieber came out with a story about Diddy saying, no, I was not a victim of Diddy. Now we've got Jamie Foxx coming out and saying he was not a victim of Diddy. I wonder if these celebrities could be possibly paying to get a statement out there to try to make Diddy not seem like he's that bad of a guy. Let's get into Chris Brown. Last episode, we talked about how Chris Brown was locked up, but now he is free. The judge signed off on a release from jail, paving the way for him to begin his world tour in a few weeks. The judge ordered Chris to pay $5 million in British pounds as a security fee to the court, which translates to about $6.7 million. We don't know the detail of his bail conditions, but we are keeping an eye on him. And it seems like Chris has been welcomed with warm arms because Justin Bieber, like I said in the beginning of this episode, welcomed him home. I really don't know why Justin wants to associate himself with Chris Brown, but again, I don't know why Justin does a lot of what he's doing nowadays. Now, I don't know what the difference between Diddy and Chris Brown are nowadays because Chris Brown has gotten into so much trouble that I don't know when his day will come. I mean, looking at his supporters though, people do not care.
The way that y'all are obsessed with Chris Brown and y'all uphold him in his bullshit really needs to be studied because it just baffles me how you can support someone who don't like dark-skinned women, who have had so much anger towards other people and beating up other people and hitting other people upside the head with God knows what, done beat on women, and y'all still go and support him.
Let's get into Jussie Smollett. So a few months ago, we did a deep dive on Jussie and how he pretty much faked a hate crime against himself. He actually owed over $1 million to the city because of the investigation that ensued and all the resources they used, but it looks like he got out of that by donating $50,000 to a charity. The city had filed a civil lawsuit against him seeking restitution for the expense of the 2019 investigation. Although he'd been convicted of 5 felonies for the hoax in 2021, it looks like the Supreme Court overturned his conviction last year. He did a plea deal that made him just do a little bit of community service and surrender $10,000. So he got out of that pretty easily. So Jesse's walking away with no criminal charges, a tax write-off for his charitable donation, and it looks like he just has to eat that $120K that cost the investigation. Case closed. He's another actor I cannot stand because he's used his privilege in ways to go and exploit himself for his own benefit when there are people who are actually being harmed out there and are in trouble or in danger. I'm glad that Jussie has closed that chapter in his life, but I'll never believe a word he says or watch anything he's a part of because I don't play about those things. Like, if I was hate crimed, I would be terrified and like devastated. So the fact that he can play around with that is just really nasty. But I want to hear what you guys think of this week's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the podcast, and I'll see you in next week's. Bye, guys.